Did you know we have 4 different words for it was in Spanish? Era, fue, estaba, and estuvo. Hi, I'm Mafalda from BaseLang, and today I'll explain exactly when to use each Spanish past tense version of it was. At BaseLang, we offer unlimited Spanish classes available 24/7 for a flat monthly rate, so you can learn as much as you want with native-speaking teachers one-on-one over Zoom. Before I get started on the past tense, let's make sure you're clear on the 2 verbs we're looking at here, ser and estar, both of which translate into English as to be. Ser is more for permanent states, talking about what something is. Estar is more for temporary states, talking about how something is. Hopefully, you recognize the present tense conjugations for ser and estar. Let's see a simple example sentence with both verbs before we move on. Mi perrita es muy linda, pero hoy está sucia. My dog is very cute, but today she is very dirty. She's always cute, a permanent state, so I use ser. Being dirty today is temporary, so I use estar. This lesson is about how to say it was in Spanish. So now let's talk about the past tense. We have 2 simple past tenses, imperfect and preterite. The imperfect is for past actions that were ongoing or habitual, while the preterite is for completed actions with a clear starting and ending point. Do you know the imperfect and preterite conjugations for the verb ser? Here you can see our 2 words for it was using ser, era and fue. Depending on whether the subject is él, ella, or usted, they can also mean he was, she was, or you were. Notice that era is also the imperfect yo conjugation, meaning I was. Now let's practice using era and fue to talk about past actions. We'll start with era in the imperfect tense. Mi abuela era una mujer muy amable. My grandmother was a very kind woman. Now let's compare that with fue in the preterite tense. El espectáculo fue increíble. The show was incredible. Okay, now let's see a sentence that uses both. El cuadro era una obra maestra, pero fue robado el año pasado. The painting was a masterpiece, but it was stolen last year. Do you see the difference between era and fue as we use ser in the 2 past tenses here? Great. Now let's move on to the 2 past tenses of the verb estar. Take a look at our estar conjugations in imperfect and preterite. Here, our 3rd-person singular conjugations are estaba and estuvo. Estaba is also the yo conjugation in the imperfect, meaning I was. Now let's see these past tenses for estar in action. In the imperfect, we use estaba to say how something was for a stretch of time. Mi papá siempre estaba cansado cuando terminaba de trabajar. My dad was always tired when he finished work. In the preterite, we use estuvo to say how something was at a specific point. El café estuvo frío cuando lo sirvieron. The coffee was cold when they served it. Now let's try a sentence that uses both of them. Mi mamá estaba feliz todo el verano cuando la visitamos, pero estuvo triste cuando nos fuimos. My mom was happy all summer when we were visiting, but she was sad when we left. Are you getting the hang of it by now? There's one more thing I need to tell you about estaba. We use it for the past progressive. You know how you can say él está caminando to say he is walking? Well, in the past progressive, this becomes él estaba caminando for he was walking. It's the Spanish ing form in the past tense. That's about it. I know there's a lot to learn, but don't worry, you'll get used to each one with practice. To sum it up, we use era and estaba for past actions that were ongoing, and fue and estuvo for completed past actions with a clear end point. And if you're interested in accelerating your Spanish learning journey, make sure to visit baselang.com. You'll gain access to unlimited one-on-one Spanish classes with native-speaking teachers, all via Zoom. Try your first week for only $1 and take your Spanish skills to the next level. We also have a great blog with tons of free lessons. Check the links below for the topics I covered today. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more quick lessons. Thanks for watching and hasta la próxima.